Hi, fam. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching me from. It's your girl Cassie from Cassie's Classic Kitchen. Today, I'll be showing you how I make my delicious tiger nut juice. And I'll start first by introducing the ingredients which I use for it. First off, I've got tiger nut in here. I've got brassy nuts and I've got almond nuts. I've also got cashew nuts. I usually get this organic cashew nuts. This is what I would use and what I would recommend for anyone. Then I use some walnuts, and of course these are my date for the sweetening. And I do not blend my cashew nuts alongside with this. I put this in the already processed tiger nut. So I will toast this now by putting it in the oven. My oven is already preheating, so I'll toast the cashew nuts and the brassy nuts. I've also got ginger in here in this place. So let's start by blending all the ingredients together. So I'm using my Sage blender. If you know your blender is not so strong, I'd advise you blend it in the commercial blenders. So this is my blender and it's a very strong product. So I'll just go ahead to blend. So because I'm making huge batch of this tiger nut juice, after blending it, this is what I've got. So I'm putting them into this cans, which are quite much. I've got like 30 containers like this to fill the tiger nut with. So these are the tiger nuts, and this is my cheesecloth. This is my cheesecloth that I'm going to use in sieving it. So let's get started. So this is the cheesecloth after tying it, and I'm putting on my glove, of course. So what I do is I'll just use the spoon to stir, get some scoop of it, and sieve it. So this is the shaft of the one I've done, and this is the one I've done. So this was what I got after sieving them. So at this point, we're going to get our cashew nut, which was in the oven then. It's ready. It's quite hot. And our walnuts. Ooh, this is hot. So yeah, what I'll do now is to get some of the cashew nuts into the blender, and some of the walnuts also into the blender, and of course my date. I'll be putting some date into the blender, and I'll get some of the tiger nuts which was sieved with a liquid to blend it. and we'll blend. So when it's fully blended, I'll pour it into see how thick it is. So this is what I'll continue doing till I finish blending. So this is after blending. This is the one that contains the brassy nut and the cashew nut and the date. So, and of course this is the shaft which I got from it. So all I have to do is to scoop from this one and mix it to the one that's the raw Tigernut juice. And after mixing it, I put them in the container. And this is the bottling process. You have to try this, honestly. This is so good and it refreshes so much. And it's got loads of nutritional benefits in it. This is a natural milk and a juice, if that's what you want to call it. It's so natural. Like you saw, every ingredient, everything I used in it are nuts. All I use is nuts, brassy nuts, walnuts, cashew nuts, tiger nuts, and dates. Those are the things that I used in making it. And here is the finished product. So I've got 30 of this, and of course this is the shaft, and I didn't use all the cashew nuts. I left this one for snacking. And for those of you who are asking about how I soaked this overnight. So I soaked it with warm water and salt last night, and I washed it like 6 times before I started using it. So this is it. It's time to put it in the freezer. So I always put it in the freezer so it blocks, because I noticed that over time when I put it in the fridge, it's after some time it starts having the taste changes. So in order to avoid that, I just put it in the freezer instead. Then whenever I want to take it, 30 minutes to when I will take it, I just bring it out and keep it in the room temperature for it to defrost. So like I was saying, this is what I meant. So I've got this for over 2 weeks now. It's been in the freezer. This was the last batch I made, and it will remain like this till it defrosts, and the taste remains the same. It doesn't spoil. So that's why I prefer putting it in the freezer instead of the fridge. Yeah. And this is it. I've got 26 today plus the old 2 that I had before, making it 28. Thank you very much for joining Cassie's Kitchen today. Thank you. And of course, I can't be doing this without you. Thank you very much for joining my kitchen today. And please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please, I'm begging you, please do. And I'll be dropping more videos of my recipes. Thank you. See you next time. Bye-bye.